No. Okay. No. All right, move. I'm getting a knife. I'm getting a knife. No. Call! Call! Man, call! Run!
For all the people that believe that the elites or the politicians control this world, they lied to you. You see these people and you believe everything they say. Well, they have a boss, and their boss don't have a body like us. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. All these spiritual people that think they have spiritual knowledge, no you don't. The universe only pick a handful of chosen people, and the elites pick their chosen people. This is connected to every hospital on this planet. Did you know that the hospital is the real reincarnation center? Just think about it like this. You can go to a hospital to have a baby, and some people go to the hospital to die. Well, if that person die, their spirit leave their body. When a woman is giving birth, that spirit go into that newborn baby. That's why they say when you die, don't go into the bright light. That bright light is the moon. Let's go a little deeper and expose what's really going on. Every child that's born, you have a dark shadow attached to your physical body. You have a spirit guide. You have a dark shadow known as the jinn. Just think about all the pain, the hurt, the suffering, and the sickness that's inside of a hospital. Then ask yourself, why the fuck would they want people to have newborn babies in a hospital that's filled with sickness? We are dealing with spiritual, artificial intelligence. We have a spiritual form and we have a physical form. AI have a physical form and a spiritual form. And they pick fake chosen people to deceive the rest of the population. Because spiritual AI need artificial bodies to control.
Pues me estoy acercando a la zona, bueno, para los que no han visto ahí la publicación, donde supuestamente cayó un meteorito, bueno, un objeto, y militares, bueno, me topé aquí un convoy de militares que van hacia la zona también, vienen unos policías. Ahorita ya no grabé a los militares tan así.
No, esa es su licencia, por las maneras de tarjeta de circulación.
Pues esto se está poniendo muy raro. Me revisaron los papeles, los del carro, y ellos van hacia la zona y me dijeron que no hay paso para allá. Ubiqué la zona, estoy yendo hacia allá, me estoy metiendo entre unos caminos aquí cerca de unos sembradíos y se ven las luces como de patrullas. Voy para allá. Y miren, sí, tal como les digo, hay pues patrullas. Aquí justo cerca de la zona donde se alcanza a ver este fuego, que hay personas que me dieron información de que esto es un basurero, pero lo raro es porque hay, o sea, sirenas, porque hay policías, porque el ejército, no lo entiendo, pero voy para allá. No, pues no se pudo, me dijeron que me regrese, no me dejaron grabar, no se pudo uno acercar y esto está muy raro, así que agarré otro camino y voy a volar el dron. Y aquí ya está volando el dron, está a 500 metros de altura y estoy aproximadamente a 2 kilómetros del lugar por temas de seguridad, pero lo voy a sobrevolar para que ustedes vean junto conmigo qué es lo que se está quemando acá. Que la verdad sea dicha, sí es un basurero, porque ya lo chequé incluso en el mapa, se distingue que sí es un tiradero de basura. Lo que hace extraño esto son varios factores. El primero, que a mí me causa mucha curiosidad, es el tema de por qué el ejército tiene que estar aquí y también por qué están custodiando la zona. El otro también es lo que reportan del sonido que se escuchó muy fuerte. Las personas aseguran que el objeto cayó y algunos dicen que ellos vieron que cayó acá. No veo como tal un cráter, que sería lo lógico. Si es que un objeto impactara la tierra, pues hace un hueco y tal vez sí por el calor y la fuerza del impacto podría generar fuego alrededor.
Yeah, I'd be laughing too. There's something called reverse psychology. I want y'all to go back and watch the movie Avatar. No, not as entertainment. Yes, as a documentary.
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that who knows how long, and that we, you know, we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here and they're in these deep water areas, and that's why. I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on. What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that who knows how long, and that we, you know, we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here and they're in these deep water areas, and that's why. I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on. What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that who knows how long, and that we, you know, we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here and they're in these deep water areas, and that's why. I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. Now, we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas, and so to me, it just it creates a question there. And then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that does maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour.
Well, how would you feel if you got up in the morning, went to work, did a hard day at work, and then came back home and the locks on your door was changed and you couldn't get in the door? Then you have to crawl through a window to get in your house, and when you get in your house, you find out that everything that you had is gone and has been replaced. Matter of fact, look at this shit. Look at this.
Share this video as you're watching it. Share.
This is crazy right here. This is crazy. This is crazy.
A bed in the kitchen. Who's living here? Call everybody. This is ridiculous. What the fuck? Then they had the nerve to make up their banks. Are y'all dumb?
This is crazy.
I'm gonna give you the story.
And who's gonna give y'all the story?
This is in an apartment in Brooklyn. That man left his house early in the morning. He said that he felt like he shouldn't leave. He felt like somebody was going to do something to his place. Mind you, his rent is paid. Nobody shouldn't have did anything to his place. He comes back home and everything is missing. There are bunk beds. Children bunk beds sitting where every piece of his furniture was. TV off the wall. Everything out the cabinet. And to top it off, he calls the rent office and let them know what happened. And guess what they do? They don't answer him anymore after the first call. Now, I'm not going to lie to me. That looks like a child trafficking situation, because what are all those bunk beds doing in his apartment? The story is crazy. I'll tell you this, 10 times out of 10, he might have a big lawsuit coming. Shit is crazy. I'm out.
Imagine putting yourself in this situation. You go to work all day, put in a hard day of work, and get home only to find out that the locks on your door have been changed and you can't get into your apartment. And the only way to get into your apartment is to crawl through a window. But once you get inside, you find out that all your personal belongings have been taken. And that's not the worst part. They've been completely replaced. Take a look at this video.
Share this video as you're watching it. Share. There's people round my brother's house and put mad bunk beds in it.
Bunk beds.
Look at that.
Look how many bunk beds.
It's beds everywhere. Beds everywhere. This is a bed in the kitchen. Who's living here?
In the kitchen. Look at this.
Call everybody. This is ridiculous.
unbelievable.
What the fuck? Then they had the nerve to make up their banks. Are y'all dumb?
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
And who's gonna give y'all the story?
This all took place in an apartment in Brooklyn, New York. As this gentleman claimed, he got up early in the morning, he went to work, came home, found his locks changed, went through the window, and found all of his personal belongings gone, replaced with all of those bunk beds. Now, mind you, he says his rent was paid. He then turned around and called the rental agency. And after the first phone call, they never picked up his call again. Now, imagine children's bunk beds. You saw it with your own eyes all over the apartment, even in the kitchen. What is that all about? Think about that for a minute. They even emptied his cabinets of all of his food and all of his clothing, and they even removed his TVs that he had on his wall. This story is completely crazy. And you know what? I think my friend here has a gigantic lawsuit on his hands. He should contact the media. They should get involved because something is not right here. Let me know your thoughts as to what you think all of those children's bunk beds are for. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. Have you seen what Chinese news organizations have claimed? If you're one of those individuals that believes something is real because it's on the news, then have a look at this. China is claiming that they took out a UFO with a missile right out of the sky. Watch this very carefully. Wait for it. There it is right there, the UFO. And watch what they do to it. Gone. So the question still needs to be asked and then answered. Why is it all of a sudden everyone had claimed that these things do not exist, and now they're showing us all these videos and all the claims that are being made, that they're being shot down, that they're flying over areas, and they're taking them out? So does that put us back to square one, where don't believe anything that they tell us, because everything that they're saying is about to happen, they've already known about? And what's sparking even more concerns is that video that you just watched with your own eyes aired on Chinese news networks. It's just so coincidental that this is happening now. It's kind of like all of a sudden we're being told about Atlas 3I, right? We've been told about the missile system that we shot at some UAP and it deflected off and we were unable to shoot it down. It's very, very, very convenient that 2025 we're hearing about all of these different events and seeing all of these videos all at the same time. So once again, my question to you is, everything that they're telling us, everything that they're showing us, is it something that is about to happen, or is it something that they already know about and they're preparing us for? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Underground tunnels that run through the whole world. A dude got from like California to New York in like an hour or something like that.
You can look this up. There's a patent for a MAG-LEV train. It's a magnetically levitated train that can travel from East Coast to West Coast in under an hour. I've interviewed people who said they took this train. The patents are public information. They exist. Throughout history, there have been several cataclysms that took place on the planet. In order for people to survive these cataclysms, they have to go underground. That's why across the world, you see these empty underground networks and cities that were built for this. There's a tribe in America called the Hopi tribe, Native Americans. In their creation story, there's a group called the Ant People. They said the Ant People came from underground and gave them knowledge and taught them information on how to survive the cataclysms on the surface. In order to be able to live subterranean, you gotta have approval. That's where all of these stories come from. We've seen a whistleblower come out and said the government spent $21 trillion on building underground cities in case of an extinction event. All across America, we hear people coming out, yo, I hear loud booms and banging underground. That's what's going on down there. And then you see Elon Musk, he has his boring company. Elon Musk goes all through Vegas just for his electric vehicles. That same technology, there are patents for that, to build these underground tunnels. Those are all patented information. You can look this up. They don't allow this information to be used in free technology because it would give a great imbalance to the power structures across the world with the international bankers. Because if you can use magnetic elevation, basically anti-gravity, for travel, that would completely eliminate the use for coal, fossil fuels. All of those billionaires' net worth would drop in a matter of minutes. That's why they keep us in this matrix with one set of science when they know other sets of science definitely exist.
It's no such thing as good people or bad people, heaven or hell. Everything is about your energy. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. The people that control this world, they only have power because you give them your power. Don't forget, everything is about energy. Your energy. This system have no choice but to tell you the truth. When you go and buy something, what do? They charge you for it. If you ever break their law, they lock you up. And then you go in front of a judge and he charge you with a crime. They used to go to war in ancient days. They will always scream out charge before the war start. I have a question for you. When you look into a puddle of water, what do you see? I keep hearing people say that this world is fucked up. And I just want to say it's fucked up because you keep giving them your energy or your permission. When you go out and vote, that is election or electric energy you are giving the system. So whatever take place, you are responsible for it because you elected your energy to them. The reason why they call this the election polls. Same reason why we have electric poles or electricity. If you look at the word electricity and break it down, you would get electricity. Every city in this planet is connected to the matrix. In fact, the matrix only exists in large cities or electricity. The high-speed highway and the high-speed internet is connected to your Wi-Fi signal or your pineal gland. I keep hearing people say that the earth is flat. No, that's not true. Every major city looks just like the computer motherboard. What is a motherboard? You could pause it and read it. Earth is not flat. They put a motherboard on top of Mother Nature. If you don't have energy, you can never break out of this.
Yo, check this out. It states all of the bases in DNA and RNA have now been found in meteorites. This implies that all genetic information on a planet can actually be found in meteorites. If you look at the list of predicted meteor showers for 2025, you will notice all of them are dated as well as named, okay? Now, personally, if you ask me, I feel like this is communication that they have amongst the elites, all right, to let them know about different extraterrestrial genetics that are coming to the planet or beings that may be actually entering our atmosphere. And they'll just dress it up as different meteor shower names, okay? So for example, we have the quadrantids, the lyrids. To me, that sounds like the Lyrans, all right? Eta aquarids, Delta aquarids, Perseids, Draconids, all right? Orionids, Taurids, Leonidas, Geminids, all right? Now, again, I could be wrong. This is just a hypothesis. But I personally feel like if this is true in reference to meteors containing DNA and RNA, then how do we know that these are always rocks that they're making mention of? This very well could also be beings that are entering our atmosphere as well. It'd be crazy if the world leaders and ruling political parties actually knew about extraterrestrials this whole time. All right, and when they actually wanted to communicate about these beings amongst each other in secrecy, they just dressed it up as things like meteor showers. For example, what if they had a meeting or knew that the Draco reptilians were entering October 8th and they just dressed it up as a Draconids meteor shower that was arriving? Or they knew about beings from Orion coming in around October 23rd, all right? So they refer to it as the Orionids meteor shower. If all of the bases in DNA and RNA have been found in meteorites, then what if what we are calling meteorites are basically just tools they utilize to seed planets? What if these meteors falling are actually seeding the planet? What if this whole planet is a huge project from higher dimensional extraterrestrial beings that have us encased in this firmament? And every once in a while, they'll peel back that firmament and they'll actually sprinkle some seeds down. We'll perceive it as meteors falling. And what they're doing when they sprinkle these seeds is they hit the planet Earth and they've been pretty much copolymerized with Tiamat, and they begin actually bringing other forms of life forward. Just like that meteor that hit Panama, where it's an extraterrestrial life force or symbiote now coming out of this rock every time it gets close to the sun. It's also been discovered that the color of a meteor depends on its chemical composition. Each meteor actually has a different mineral or nutrient that is beneficial to us biologically. Not only do the meteorites contain DNA and RNA, but they also contain minerals and nutrients to ensure we're in homeostasis. All right, in my opinion, that sounds like a massive experiment being conducted. It sounds like we're under this massive firmament, they're seeding life, and then they're trying to feed us with these nutrients, almost like fish inside a fishbowl. The truth is most definitely stranger than fiction, and the fact of the matter is we've been lied to about everything. I personally feel like the same beings that are conducting this massive experiment on the whole planet are also the ones that reset us every time we get to advance and figure out what they're doing. What if I told you that most of your world leaders and political rulers that appear human are actually extraterrestrial in origin? What's crazy is most of us actually have extraterrestrial origins and don't even know it, due to the fact that they heavily suppress our cosmic bloodlines. They don't want you knowing what you truly are. This is why they try their best to suppress your pineal gland through endocrine disruptors such as atrazine, glyphosate, paraquat. They utilize things like chemtrails, genetically modified organisms, and bioengineered food. This is all purposely and maliciously orchestrated. Utilization of elixirs like colloidal gold are great for decalcifying and activating the pineal gland and will combat the nefarious attacks. It works as an orbitally rearranging monatomic element and is great for things like cellular regeneration as well as reversing the process of senescence, which is aging on a cellular level. The secret gold will increase your lucid dreaming and astral projection experiences. I do have the secret gold available on Holistic Remedies link in bio. One of the first herbs that actually set me on a course to things like astral projection and OBEs was blue lotus. Blue lotus flower is actually the herb I used the night I had telepathic communication with the Lyrans. This is a herb that's smokable and can be brewed into teas. It works by creating activity in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, allowing you to successfully accomplish a theta frequency. A theta frequency is a vibratory resonance between 4 and 8 hertz. This is when your lucid dreams are the most vivid and clearest. Accessing these states of consciousness, you have the ability of really figuring out who you truly are, what star system you derive from, what your original name is. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension.
The media isn't covering this for some weird reason. I'm going to cover it and spread the word. So there was a black man found hanging from a tree in New York. Everybody is super skeptical of the police because they were really quick to kind of brush this under the rug, say, oh, this wasn't a lynching. We did an investigation and we think that this was self-unaliving, which the family members don't believe. They're not buying that. They're extremely skeptical of the whole situation and especially how the police are handling it because they're trying to keep it on the hush-hush. Did you hear about this? No, I didn't either. It has not been in the media. No one's talking about it. I don't even think most people know that this even happened. And what's really sad about this whole thing is they said there were tons of videos posted online. So people were standing around taking videos of him hanging from the tree and just posted it online for everybody to see. They're not even releasing the name of this man. Does this not seem to you guys that they're literally trying to brush this under the rug so nobody talks about it? Like, they're not even giving his name. I can only give my opinion on this whole situation, and my opinion is, if you really have nothing to hide and there was no foul play in this situation, why aren't y'all telling us what this dude's name is? Why has nobody heard about this? Why is the media not covering it? Why were y'all so quick to dismiss it as a self-unaliving? Doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna keep spreading the word about it because we're not gonna let them just brush this off at all. Everyone needs to know what happened. So now that we all know about this, speak up about it, speak on it, tell people, don't let it just be brushed under the rug.
Don't let them fucking lie to you. Earl Smith was lynched in downtown Albany in broad daylight. There is no possible fucking way within the city limits of Albany, New York, that a black man went to a tree with a noose and a stool or a chair or something to stand on to be able to put the noose over the tree, put his head through the noose, and then kick out whatever he was standing on from underneath it. And they're going to sit there and tell you it was a suicide? They're fucking lying. Racist fucks. I went to school in Cobleskill, and there were students that would brag about wanting to do a lynching in Cobleskill, which is less than a half hour from Albany, New York. Don't let them fucking lie to you. Upstate New York is racist as fucking shit. A black man named Earl Smith was lynched within the city limits of Albany, New York.
There's a bit of a trend that's been going on for the whole month where it's called Rapture Talk on TikTok. And it's where there's a lot of Christian people that are literally selling cars, selling their houses, selling a lot of items of their personal stuff because they really truly believe that the rapture is on the 23rd of September or the 24th of September. You know that these are the sort of people that keep the matrix going, that keep the illusion going. Those are the sort of people, because they are so easily fooled to think that there's going to be someone that is they're going to ascend up to heaven. And then the people that are not believers are just going to stay down on earth. What is going on, man? Like these are grown ass people that are selling their cars and stuff because they truly believe. And they do this every year. That's the funny thing about this. They literally do this every year on the 23rd, the rapture. And then they go quiet after the day it's done. This is why I say to go within. I don't understand how these religious people don't even understand and understand, definitely understand, that in the Bible it says the kingdom of heaven is within you, which is really just meaning that you are the powerful being. You know what I mean? They were giving you the truth right in front of your eyes, but people just look outside of themselves still. And then they look that much outside of themselves. They think Jesus is going to come out the clouds on the 23rd of September and put their asses into heaven. This is what I mean, bro. The inorganic ones want everyone to be not focusing on themselves. They want everyone to focus outside of themselves, where they get deluded like these sort of people on Rapture Talk, saying the rapture's coming again. For the 100th time in 100, like this has been going for so long, bro. They keep saying it every year.